Sorry, we're closed.
All right, welcome back, folks. Another episode of Sorry We're Closed, and I mean, we're going to get right into it here, Sean. We have not breaking news because it happened last night, but we have another gentleman in the 60 home run club, Mr. Aaron James Judge. Clap it up for Aaron Judge.
This is very Pat McAfee of us to give a round of applause.
Yeah. Aaron Judge, 60 home runs. 60 home runs. He joins Roger Maris and Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth hit 60 in one season. Roger Maris, 61st. Roger Maris' son was in the stands last night watching the game. And I would imagine he'd probably be, at least in all home games, be in the stands going forward. Maybe even the away games. Major League Baseball might be flying him around now.
You're assy. Like, you want your dad to stay at the top guy, right?
Yeah, that's a tough question. You know,
I mean, think of it if it was our dad. Like, we don't. I mean, it's like cool to see, but it's like your pops. You know, like you want him to be the guy.
Yeah, the one thing that I will say though is if the movie 61 is accurate, or 62, I don't remember what it was called.
Yep, I remember.
If the movie 61 was accurate, then you're taking this opportunity to not be Babe Ruth's wife and be nice to Aaron and be excited for him and really.
Well, you definitely do that publicly.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, privately, you're like, damn.
Yeah, I think if it was Roger Maris himself, I think he probably wants to keep the record. But I think his kids are probably like, oh yeah, I mean, it was cool. That's
it's
pretty
like
cool.
An anecdote to their life.
Yeah, but also like this is making them relevant again. Like Roger Maris was a big deal, and then obviously they're still Roger Maris' son, so everywhere they go. But now, all of a sudden, that's the first time I've ever saw Roger Maris' son. Now he's on national televised games. He's probably going to be, like I said, he's probably being flown around by Major League Baseball now to go to all these games because they probably want him there for the 62nd home run or 61st home run and 62nd home run if it happens. So I think it's probably a cool little thing for him to experience. I don't know if he's got kids or whatnot, but I'm sure it's a pretty cool experience. But continuing on that with the Aaron Judge train, me and you both I've had several experiences with Aaron because obviously I played against him a ton. You have at least one story, which no big deal, went viral on TikTok. So Sean, why don't you kick us off with your story of good old Aaron baby?
Yeah, so this is my only Aaron Judge experience. But my first year when I was working, I was a strength and conditioning coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I was working in the minor leagues. And one of our duties was, I think it was during extended spring training. One of my responsibilities was to work pre-draft like workouts, which was kind of weird in pro baseball because there's not really much to see, you know. Like guys, they'd go out and like do a 60. They take BP, but I was like, what are we really looking at here? I guess just to get a look at the guys up close. So my job was literally, I was the strength coach. So when the prospects would come in, take them out to left field, and we'd run them through a warm up. Just get the guys hot, get them moving, and warm them up, and then send them on their way. Good luck to everybody. So we get everybody out in left field. We're doing that. We're just a bunch of prospects. I don't know who anybody is. And we finish up, send them out, and I start walking down to the dugout. Like, this is kind of like a cool thing for me. I'm on the other side of the country. I don't really have anything to do, so I'm like kicking it in the dugout in our spring training stadium. You know, got some sunflower seeds, and we're just watching these prospects hit BP. So we're doing that. And one of the scout that was leading the event, I guess. He comes up to me and he says, "Hey, Sean, like, we got one guy. He's coming late. Would you mind when he rolls in, like, just, run down to left field and just give him a quick warm up just so he's fresh and ready to go?" I said, "No problem. Absolutely. Easy to do." So, a couple minutes goes by, 15 minutes, whatever. And he goes, "Oh, there he is. Can you go get him?" And I was like, "Sure." So I run down to the left field line, and he's like walking out of the gate. And he like emerges from the gate, and I was like, holy shit, look at the size of this guy. It's like freaking, this guy looks like a power forward. He's like 6'7", like 240 pounds. I was like, my God. I was like, what position is this guy? I've never seen a baseball player this big. And so I was like, hey, what's going on, man? Sean, like, I'm just going to run you through a quick warm-up and get you on your way and whatever. So we get him out in left field. We're warming up. It's literally just me and him. We're, going through the motions and, stretching him out, whatever. And at the end, I was like, hey, man, fist, good luck. Hope it goes well. Go down in the dugout. Literally nothing. Nothing is in my mind. And I'm just sitting there, feet up. You know how they do it. You just you're resting on the dugout railing, and this guy comes up, and this dude starts hitting absolute tanks. I'm talking at our Salt River Fields where our minor league park was. I mean, there's the outfield fence, and then there's the bullpen, and then there's cacti out in the back, and then there's a concourse. This dude is smashing the ball. I'm and it was every hit was a freaking monster home run, out into the Sonoran Desert. And I was like, oh my God. And the other guys were hitting homers. They look good players. I was like, this guy looks like God. It looks like Zeus out here hitting home runs. And the scout was right next to me. And I turned to him and I go, I swear to God I said this. I go, hey, we're going to draft this guy. We're going to draft this guy, right? And he just kind of laughed. He was like, haha, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And we didn't end up drafting that guy. And that guy obviously was Aaron Judge. And it was I remember after that event, I somehow maybe I saw his name on the program. Or the scout list of maybe I asked the guy what his name was, and I was like, I'm freaking following this guy. This is unbelievable. And I remember he got drafted 30th overall or something like that to the Yankees. I was like, oh, that's amazing. He's going to the Yankees. And then I kind of followed him a little bit, just knew he was around when you were there. He was the only minor league player I was following besides you, because I was I saw this. And I was like, how is nobody else seeing this? And eventually, obviously, he went up, and even in the minors, he was solid. You can speak to this, but when he got there was the moment he got to the big leagues, there's a group of select people who are high prospects who are average in the minors, and for some reason their game speaks more to the big league level, and they just explode when they get up there. You maybe know what that's about, but yeah, that was my Aaron Judge story. It was pretty dope. To this day, I've never seen a more impressive BP. I think a large part of it was because it was so surprising. I didn't expect it to be so incredible. And I've seen a couple other guys in my day who have had really good, they're just good BP hitters, and they're just crushing homers. I remember Daniel Palka was one of the best I've ever seen. You played with Daniel up in Minnesota, I think. And he was one of the guys. Striker Trahan that we had down in Arizona was awesome as well, and maybe it didn't necessarily translate to the game as well for some of the other guys. But Judge, just obviously, this is otherworldly. Nobody would have ever expected this, but yeah, everybody had their shot at him. He picked 30th overall.
30th overall, only 7 picks before me, but the draft after me, he was not the same year as I was. But yeah, Aaron was. First off, I can speak even as a public Red Sox fan. Aaron's as good of a guy as it gets, and something that I have this inner battle with trying to enjoy the new era of the game where you throw your bat after a homer and all this stuff. It seems like any homer you throw the bat at, which to me always whatever. All right, you want to do that, you do that, but it kind of takes away from the bigger moments. When you should be throwing your bat, like Jose Bautista when he hit that homer in the playoffs, the place went berserk, and someone's got a tattoo of his bat flip. That's insane. That's when a bat flip to me should happen, not in May, but to each their own.
We grew up with pimping home runs. I remember Griffey. The coolest thing about Griffey was he'd have that smooth swing, and he'd stand there and watch it go. I know Bonds did it as well.
But they had a different type of pimping home runs. Griffey would take his swing and he'd watch the ball. We're talking about guys now in early May taking a swing and launching their bat.
No, I'm out on the bat flip, but
so
you remember when we used to play in the backyard and we would make fun of Mark McGwire for full sprinting to first base after he hit a 500-foot home run.
And we'd always replicate Sammy Sosa.
What kid didn't do that,
Yes. But yeah, I had this inner like battle with myself about like wanting that new age and loving the old school, and like God forbid you respect the opponent you're playing against and not just show them up on the field. Like God forbid, right? So I don't particularly like. I have this battle. Like I'm in now. This is the new age. This is how we're doing it. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's do these crazy fucking things. So the reason I bring that up is because I saw TikTok the other day, and I fucking loved it. And it was not like a TikTok. Like it was just, they were talking about him like on SportsCenter or something like that, and they just repurposed it on TikTok. But I saw it on TikTok, and it was talking about when Aaron hit his 59th. And they talked about how, listen, I'm all in on the bat flips. Like, we're having fun in baseball, like doing all these crazy things, right? But there's something to be fucking said about Aaron Judge hitting his 59th home run, laying his bat down, and going for a run like he's been there 58 other times.
Yeah.
And, that phrase of, hey, act like you've been there before is kind of lost in today's game a little bit because, like you said, it's a transition. And I'm sure I sound like every old guy from the 90s when they were talking about these new age of players, and they were saying, oh, in the 70s, we were never
wearing their pants down around their ankles.
Oh, my God, I can't believe these guys. So, I could imagine, like, we were probably the same. It's the same way in all these generations. But I love that, and I met Aaron a few times, and he's a really good dude, very nice, very well spoken. Just like you see him on camera, it's exactly how he is kind of in real life, and as far as like off camera stuff. Granted, I was never his friend, so like he was probably just being polite to me, just like he is to reporters. So I'm probably actually getting the same version of Aaron you guys all see, because we never like got to the point we were fucking with each other, but I can't help but love it.
Yeah.
I can't help but be like, fuck yeah. Like, you guys hit a homer, and he's just like, all right, yeah, all you little fucking kids can throw your bats in the air. But yeah, on your 14th of the year, congratulations. But on 60 in a big game, now it wasn't necessarily a big game, but they are kind of fighting for their top AL spot. Like in a big game, bottom ninth, I'm hitting 60th. And I'm laying my bat down and I'm running. And then when Giancarlo Stanton goes and hits a grand slam to win the game, I'm going berserk at that point because that's a huge fucking moment.
Yeah.
But like, to me, from that inner battle between the old school, or now our old school, and the new school of baseball, it's really hard for me, even as a Red Sox fan, to not just like be full send on Aaron Judge and exactly how he does it and exactly how he plays the game of baseball. It's nice. It's almost, oddly enough, because now there is this new age, it's oddly refreshing. Instead of being like the same thing that we've always seen, now it's refreshing for me to see this type of guy who is not that guy that's just going to launch his bat in the air or again, I want to make it abundantly clear. I'm all in on the launching the bat in the air, I guess, forever. But in the right moment to me. Like that is like when I was pitching, it was a thing. I didn't want to show up the guy I'm pitching against, like in the third inning. What the fuck am I doing? But I didn't want to show up the guy in that I'm pitching against. But on top of it, like, why would a strikeout in the second inning be super meaningful to me in a regular game? Like, I wasn't the guy, and this is what a lot of people say. Come back at me on TikTok. Has said like, oh, coming from the guy that probably fucking fist pumped it after a strikeout. I wasn't that guy. I didn't fucking do. My thing on the mound was to show zero emotion.
Yeah.
Like I didn't show anything, and like I would do it, and then in big moments, like you have like this big strikeout, fuck yeah, but like you don't just do it on every given moment. Like it just doesn't. It's just not. Anyway, I'm gonna stop sounding old now, but Aaron. Like when I pitched against him, and this is what you kind of were speaking to earlier, Sean, about when you get to a certain point, like you get to the big league level, they seem to translate better. Now Aaron had his struggles early on in the big leagues. He's obviously found his groove. But the big league game is, and what people don't realize, the big league game is a very different game than it is in the minor leagues. Like you can get away with a lot of stuff in the minors that you're just not getting away with in the big leagues, and they're not trying in the big leagues. Like I always talk about the story about how I watched Lance Berkman just absolutely just take heaters down the middle from John Lackey. And it'd be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. We're going to just keep going. Like, I'm just going to do that. I was like, I can never get away with a dick shot. Like, that's like, these guys are swinging at anything down there. And it's just not, they're looking for one pitch, one at bat. And they know over the course of a 162-game season, if they continue to do that, they are going to be successful probably 25 to 35% of the time, which is going to be a great fucking season. Rather than if you're looking to cover all sides of the play, all these pitches, you're going from pitch to pitch, looking for different things. Like it's a guessing game. You have no idea what it's like roulette. Like your odds don't change the next pitch. Your odds are the exact same. But if you look for the same thing over and over again, and you're ready for that pitch, it changes the game for you, and it makes my life a lot more difficult as a pitcher because now I'm trying to be up there trying to figure out what the fuck you're thinking. What are you looking for? And now, like, if you don't give it away or if I don't start realizing you're covering everything, I'm just hoping I don't throw the wrong pitch.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough at bat. Aaron, on the other hand, early on he couldn't hit inside, still can't hit inside for the most part, but he swung at it all the time in the minor leagues, just absolutely all the time. And I remember facing him. And I got like 1-2. And I don't know if you remember me pitching Sean very much. It's been a few years now.
I know it's coming on the 1-2.
Well, it's either split or it's I want to throw as hard as I can. And in this scenario, I wanted to throw as hard as I could. So I threw a fastball away, maybe a little off the plate, fastball away. And it had to be like 99. Like I fucking pumped it. And he hit a liner back up the middle off me. And I remember being like, what the fuck? What the hell was that? You 1-2, you're hitting a liner, 99-mile-an-hour fastball, you're hitting it back at me? Are you ready for that? And
I'm sitting 99 on the outside corner.
Yeah. And I remember talking to my rep for Scott Boras at the end of the game, Bobby, and Bobby was like, what the fuck are you throwing Aaron that pitch for? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he can't hit inside fastballs. All he does is want to get his hands extended because he's such a big dude. That's the only thing he could have hit there.
Yeah.
You just gave him his opportunity. And looking back on it there, I mean, even today, that's all he wants to do is get his hands extended, But the reason he's able to do it, and this is the more in-depth version of pitching, this is why I'm not one of the guys that wants to speed up the game because I love the chess match, is you're going to come in because you can't hit it there, hope you get a strike, hope he has to cover that later in the at-bat. But if he's just going to let this go, like you're talking about Lance Berkman, if he's just going to let this shit go, you call it, like whatever, now you're like, okay, well, that's a hard pitch to fucking replicate, inside fastballs. And if you miss over the middle of the plate, which a lot of guys do, you're in a danger zone with Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
So that's a really hard pitch to continuously replicate. And if he's going to let it go and you throw a ball, and now you're 1-0, now maybe you try again because you're like, well, I know Aaron Judge. You go 2-0. Where the fuck are you going? You got to go away. And that's when he's fucking living it. He's ready for it. And that's why, and he doesn't, and that's the thing, he changes his approach. He doesn't miss that pitch very often. And so now you get him out there, and now because he's not swinging at this, he's only looking for the ball away, and he's probably adding a little wrinkle into it, being like, I'm not doing spin. If I see spin, I'm laying off it. Now everyone that complained about early in his career how he just always swung at sliders away. When he doesn't swing at this, that pitch isn't opened up anymore. It's not a pitch that's very viable to him. He's not looking for that pitch anymore. So like the pitch in, he swings at. Fuck, I don't want to do that. Look for the ball away. And now he doesn't have that wrinkle of fuck with spin. And now that pitch, because he swung at this, it opens up that outside part of the plate. You throw that slider away. He's swinging at it because all he's doing is saying, please don't swing at the inside fastball. He's no longer worried. Just anything away, he's swinging at now. And that's like the inner dynamic of pitching and hitting. And like you said, he's gotten rid of this. So now pitchers are fucked. Like, if you can't go in for strikes a lot, if you're not Greg fucking Maddux, you can't go in for strikes a lot, he's a really, 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 really difficult out. And anyone watching baseball right now, I mean, I don't have to tell you the guy's a difficult out. Guys is a very...
Well, now you got the elements around it, too. Every time he came up to hit you last night, the entire stadium stood up. We're talking full, everybody iPhones out. and chanting "We want 60." That's got to be hard to hit under that circumstance too.
Oh, I'm sure. But the guy is probably so dialed in right now.
He's locked in.
And obviously, he probably has a little bit more pressure. He probably wants to do more. He probably has that little dynamic of being like, I want to get this. And maybe he presses a little bit. Maybe he might go a little bit out of his comfort zone.
He
did
did
take
take
a pro.
one absolute Mondo G hack in his previous at bat. Some guy threw him some high cheese. It was actually I don't think he was like super savvy with his pitching, but he went like two sinkers down low in the zone, got him to like 2-2 or something like that. And it was the first pitch of the entire 7-pitch at bat. High cheese inside corner. It was a ball too, and he just absolutely. If he contacted that ball, that thing was going bye-bye.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing with Aaron, and this is what also makes him difficult, and one of the ways he's able to hit so many home runs is he doesn't need to swing very hard to get it.
Yeah,
like he can pull the ball. He can go the furthest part of the park for him in right center. He can go hit that ball out there. He actually hits quite a few out there.
Yeah,
he can do so much with the baseball. If you just stay, like a lot of guys, like, all right, well, this guy is a home run hitter. A lot of times you associate that with pull guys. They're straight pull guys. Like, all right, just stay away, low and away. Aaron, if you happen to elevate that low fastball a little bit, and it maybe instead of being right on the black, even if it is on the black, sometimes Aaron can probably get to that. But let's say it's not, it just goes in a little bit. I mean, that's a sweet spot for him as far as being able to push the ball the other way. Yeah. And he won't try to, like Daniel Palka, for example. Daniel Palka is going to try to pull that baseball. And that's why he's an easier out. That's why he's an up and down guy. And I mean, granted, he doesn't have the power that Aaron Judge, although he does have quite some power. He's not going to try to go the opposite field with that and try to hit a home run that way. He's a straight pull guy. He's going to try to pull. He's going to try to hit a home run. And because when you get that fastball low and away, or a little bit elevated and slightly away, if you try to pull that as a non-6'7" guy with huge long ass arms, you're going to roll it over. You're not going to do much with the baseball. And that's why when you have these home run guys, you usually just stay away. You can't. It's difficult to do that with Aaron. You need to play the up and down game more with Aaron because he's taking this part of the plate away. You need to play the up and down game. You saw him strike out last night, Sean, a fastball up. You need to play that up and down game with him because playing away and in is going to be a difficult game to beat Aaron on.
Sure.
Just with how he's approached the game right now. And I mean, it's a fun thing to be able to watch, especially for us New Jersey people because we see all of them. But certainly fun. The question that it's been begging for a lot of people, and I heard you have this discussion with the guy in our living room right now. What is more exciting to you, Aaron Judge going for 61 or Albert Pujols going for 700?
Well, I think there's so many it's a really really good question, and my thoughts on it are well, first of all, I'm a Yankee fan, so Judge is more intriguing to me. I'm it being for the Yankees, even excluding myself as a Yankee fan. If this was happening for the Rangers, not nearly as cool. The fact that I have a little history with Judge is even cooler. The fact that it's just a good team and all the stuff that comes around with it, that to me makes it more exciting. But then again, when you look at Pujols, you're like, man, I would feel for the guy if he ended on 699. And, there was no tomorrow for him. There's more urgency around Pujols getting his. But I'm not going to tune in for a Cardinals game. I'm going to tune in for every Yankee game that I can, probably for the rest of the season, because I want to see how many homers this guy's, especially at least until he gets 61, 62. I want to. That's why I was watching last night. We played Fortnite. I had it on my iPad. I'm not going to do that with Pujols.
Now, historically speaking, though, there are less people to hit 700 than to hit 60 in a season.
Yeah. I will say, I'm kind of since you're my brother, I kind of want him to get 700 so Patrick can have faced a guy who hit 700.
Yeah. So now this is even cooler now because now I've now faced a guy who's hit 60, and if this guy hits 700. I've now faced a guy who hit 700.
Yeah.
So I mean 700. I mean it's Barry Bonds, it's Hank Aaron, and it's Babe Ruth. Now at 700, not like Aaron Judge caught Babe last night, Babe Ruth, which is like, I mean, it's like to be even in the same sentence as Babe Ruth.
As the Babe. I mean, he
The
is
Babe.
the king.
He is always and forever will be the face of baseball.
Yeah.
So like it's to do something to like for Michael Kay to the call be slide over, Babe. You know, Aaron's here or something like that. Like that's sick.
Yeah.
Now in the 700 club, Babe's 710. So like when Pujols hits 700, he hasn't caught Babe Ruth.
Right.
So it is a little bit different. There is
just a milestone. It's like 3,000 hits.
Yes. So then there's like I think there's like 6 people all time that have done 60 home runs.
Yes, I think I saw that as well.
Yeah, and then I heard last night. I heard actually on SportsCenter this morning, John Carlo did 59 back with the Marlins, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean that's cool, but at the same time, it's like John Carlos Stanton's not he's a guy, but like it's not like he's not.
Judge might win the Triple Crown.
He's now first in everything,
which is unbelievable.
To hit 60 home runs.
Yeah, I saw
Dude, that is
ESPN was saying that if he wins, somebody on ESPN was saying if he wins the Triple Crown, it's the greatest season ever.
That's crazy. I want to point something else out, and we've talked about this on the pod about Shohei or Judge. If Aaron Judge wins the MVP this year, which I think he's probably going to. Now, I've had this debate with 1,000 people. We're talking about possibly the greatest baseball season of all time for a hitter. We're from a strictly valuable standpoint.
Yeah.
From a strictly valuable standpoint, to have a guy be able to go out there every 5th day and throw up a 2.5 on the year, very like unbelievable. You have, like the value here is outrageous.
Yeah.
I am not sitting here saying that there should not be a conversation.
Right.
Because we are talking about one of the greatest seasons. If we're talking, and these guys study the game more than I do, so I will take their word that this is the greatest baseball season of all time. From a strictly valuable to your team thing, I mean,
there's still a conversation. There's still a conversation.
And because of the season the Yankees are having, and how good they've been, but how much they've struggled in the back end, and how Aaron has picked this team up.
It changes the game when they're not 15 games up in the AL East.
Yes. But you also you have to take into consideration, like Shohei's a great hitter. He's not Aaron Judge. And, although going out there every 5th day, throwing up a 2.5 is like, I think people are underestimating how valuable that is to a team.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
You're talking about an ace.
Two-way, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about an ace. And then he's going to go put up 25 bombs from the left side.
Right.
Like, protect some guys in that lineup. Aaron is protecting everyone in the lineup.
Yes.
The moment you get through Aaron, you're trying to just, please don't get back to him as soon as possible.
Just putting the team on his back.
Yes. So, it's a difficult conversation, but what it shows, and this is what, if you're a baseball fan, you really need to take into consideration, the fact that we're even having the discussion.
Amazing.
Is it shows you what Aaron Judge is doing. Now, again, I think because of the history, because of everything that's going on, I think Aaron Judge wins the MVP.
I was saying mid-season. I said early in the season, Aaron Judge, no question. And then around mid-season, I was like, how do you not give it to Ohtani? This is unbelievable. And now I'm back on Judge. I'm like, this is like unprecedented levels of success. Historical greatness.
Historical. And I also agree, I think you said it, Sean, is if you give it to Ohtani, he wins it every year.
Yeah.
Because how can you beat this?
Yeah.
Like, there is no more conversation. I think there's a really good chance, like a really, 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 really good chance that Ohtani goes down as the greatest baseball player that ever lived.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about, like, people don't even talk about Mike Trout anymore. I mean, granted, he's hurt all the time. But, people don't even talk about Mike Trout anymore. And we were talking about, in his career, how he was going to be the greatest baseball player ever lived.
Yeah.
So, I just don't think that people respect Ohtani enough. And I think people are adding so much significance to Aaron Judge's season based off the historical factor of going for 61.
It's more sexy too to hit the home runs.
And he's playing with the Yankees.
Yes.
There
will be an effect there.
Yeah, there's always an effect in all of these stuff. And
I still don't see Shohei Ohtani highlights all that much.
No, because he's not.
I'm in the wrong market, obviously, but like
you're in the wrong market. But you're also, they're not that good.
Yeah.
And that's also something that's hurting Ohtani. If the Angels are in a playoff hunt right now, we're having probably a very different discussion.
Yeah.
Because if they're making the playoffs and they're good, now, because everyone's argument against Ohtani and Judge right now is, well, look at the Yankees versus look at the Angels.
Yeah.
How
That's
can
a bad argument, but
it's a terrible argument because you're pretty much saying that one player can certainly affect the dynamic of a team, but they're not making them make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you should consider the success of the team in the process. Like when Russell Westbrook was if Russell Westbrook was playing for like the Wizards and he was getting like triple doubles, and the Wizards were like the worst team. Like get him out of that's not the game. But it's so clear that they're both like unbelievable in what they're doing that I'm out on that argument.
I am too. I think that Aaron Judge wins this MVP race. I just think, if for nothing else, there's too much fanfare around what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But and the thing is, if we're sitting here and if I'm a GM right now, I'm taking Shohei. It's not even close. But Shohei's also younger.
Yeah, it makes
so
more
involved,
sense. I think the Yankees are still going to get bit in the playoffs because they're not that good in pitching.
Pitching wins championships. But the other thing is like, gosh, I get yelled at so much on TikTok for this stuff. Like I just like to, when you guys draft a guy, to think you'd get an ace and a 4-hole hitter. Outrageous.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That doesn't exist.
I think because of what Aaron is doing for 60, 62 or whatever, and all this stuff, just people are forgetting that and how crazy that is from a baseball. It's just we haven't seen it since Babe Ruth.
Yeah, there hasn't been like there is not another record that somebody could be chasing that would dethrone Shohei Ohtani's season. It can only be the home run record. Batting average ain't gonna do it. Our ribbies ain't gonna do it. It's only the home run king. But like it really is. To beat Ohtani's season, you need the perfect storm, and it's happening. It is.
Yes.
It is a 6'7", larger than life, freaking Greek god hitting moonshots in the only stadium that really matters. It's Yankee Stadium, just blasting them out into the night. It's just. It is the perfect storm.
It's the perfect storm. But I just made a great point. I didn't realize I did it. Think about how many times we've seen people chase 60 over the last how many years, and think about how we have not seen what Ohtani has done since Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and that's another thing. There is no like record to like hang. That I know of, that you hang your hat on what Ohtani's doing, but he is doing just insane-o things.
Oh yeah, there's not. You cannot take a single thing. I mean, you wish they could both. You wish one of them was in the NL so they could both get the MVP.
Yes, you do. You do. And this might be the only year that Ohtani does not win the MVP in his career because it's just.
It's outstanding. It's outstanding.
Yeah. It's unbelievable what this gentleman's. He's going out there throwing 100. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I digress. I'm sure I'll get hate for that on TikTok, but it's probably better for the algorithm anyway, right?
Yeah, it's a good argument.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Judge is going to be the face of MLB The Show. Judge is probably going to win the MVP. It's better for business that Judge is the MVP.
Just side note, Ohtani is on the cover of MLB The Show.
This past year.
Okay.
The year coming after this season will be Judge, no questions asked. Yeah, that's not even.
The box will be in the shape of Aaron Judge's face.
Yeah, and they'll have like a Judge's robe on the box. Like, there's no question. Yeah, Shohei was going into this year. He was the face of the show, but it will not be that next year. And I would put my life savings on it.
Unless he's already been on the cover.
I don't even think it would matter. You have to give it to him if you just have to. The only other possible option would be Pujols, and Pujols would have to hit 15 more home runs because he'd have to beat Babe Ruth. 700 doesn't do it for him. You'd have to
go home run at all of his remaining at bats.
So you wouldn't watch
that would be something. That would be something.
How many home runs in a row does Albert Pujols have to hit in order for you to start watching his games?
I mean, in a row. If he hit 3 in a row, I'm not watching. If he hit 4 in a row, I'm probably still not watching. If he hit 5 in a row, like on to the next game, it would probably have to be 2 games worth of home runs. In the middle of the second game, I'm trying to pull it up on YouTube or something. Like where am I watching this game?
I think
I would start
3 home runs.
Pujols watch. Like okay,
Yep.
okay, he's coming up. He's on deck, everybody.
Yep, 3 for 3 for 3 homers. I'd be something I wake up in the morning and be like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he hits a 4th, and like you might tell me, like he just hit his 4th in a row, Pat. I'm like, oh wow, this guy's on fire. And then if he hit his 5th, like Sean, pull that fucking game up right now.
Yeah, all right, pull it up. Somebody give me your password to MLB.
Yeah, I need this game at that point
Yeah.
because that would be absolutely outrageous.
Well, they got the Pirates. They got 6 games left against the Pirates, so I'm feeling hot.
Yeah, I really hope that Pujols hits 700. I really, I want Judge to hit 62. I want Pujols to hit 700. Like both of those to have like. Also, I mean, to have the Yankee history, like I never gave up a homer to Judge, but I said just to face these guys, and I don't know anything about Albert, but like again, Aaron's such a good dude and such a guy that like I said, it's so easy. Although he is like for even a Red Sox fan, he's very easy to root for. So it's certainly something that I think that would be like really good. I mean, if we're just talking about baseball, really good for the game of baseball.
Do they name Judge the next captain of the Yankees? It's hard. Has
there been one since Jeter?
No. It's especially hard to name someone captain now that the captain is Jeter. Like before, I don't know who it was. Maybe Don Mattingly. Maybe I might be just speaking out of my ass here, but like I don't know that they were nicknamed the captain. Like the captain is Derek Jeter. So it's got to be a little bit harder to do it, but I mean this guy's the new Jeter. He is when he retires, like we're talking same send off, everything,
the whole thing. Yeah, I think. You not only, I mean, you're going to re-sign him. He's going to make an outrageous amount of dollars. Yes. The only thing that's going to hurt him is his age. But from there, he's going to make,
and it shall not hurt much.
No, he's going to make a ton of money because everyone's going to be competing for him.
Yeah.
There's Red Sox probably will get in the mix. Like everyone's going to be getting in the mix on this one.
Yeah.
But I think you announce the re-sign because the Yankees are not letting him go. The Yankees are going to give him as much money as needed to get him back.
Is it part of the negotiation? We're going to give you $300 million and the captain.
They might say that, but Aaron's just going to give 2 fucks about that. Like, no, I want $340, and you can keep your fucking captain. Yeah, but I think you announce the re-sign. And you announce, I think maybe you put it on social. We have announced we have re-signed the new captain of the New York Yankees, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I get people fired up. I get people fired up.
Get people fired. Because I do like the fact that you don't just name a captain all the time. Yeah. It's got to be a guy. I like that.
Does any other team name a captain?
The last captain that I know of any other team was Veritek for the Red
more
Sox.
I say the word captain, the more ridiculous it sounds to name a grown man who wears tights and high socks the captain.
Yeah. Yes. I am the captain now. Which I never saw that movie.
Body captain.
Better show. Well, listen, guys, I got nothing else for you, Sean. I don't know if you have anything, but
well, traveling down Blacksburg today. Watch the Mountaineers take on Virginia Tech. We are a 1.5 point favorite. So I'm very excited for that. I'm glad we're the favorite. Kansas is now 3-0, so I'm thankful. It seems like maybe we're not as ass as we originally thought, since that seems to be a decent team. Got to get this W. Roll into Austin the following week. This is a really must win. Next week is really would need this, and then we're kind of back on our feet.
Yeah, if we win this game, we got a good 2. We needed that first one to get out of the way with Towson.
Yeah.
If we get back in this game on
Thursday night.
on Thursday night and we win this is like a solid team, nothing great, not a great team, and it's a tough environment. It would be a really good win. Like I would hate if this was switched and we were going to Texas.
Yeah.
Great environment, seemingly pretty good team. I'd rather get this like mediocre team in a really cool environment and go win this and really get the team going to get into Texas, because Austin's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a very difficult game. And you're going down there tonight, you said.
Yeah, leaving in a couple hours. Drive on down to the Blacksburg. What is it? Blacksburg, Virginia. Screw you, Virginia Tech. We're sitting in the Mountaineer section, thank God. But I'm really pumped to see the Enter Sandman from Virginia Tech. That's the main reason why I'm going.
Well, yeah, because you want to see that walk or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, the Hokie Walk, I don't think that's what it's called. But
No, well, the Hokie Walk is brought to you by WinBet. Sorry, We're Close is brought to you by our friends over at WinBet. WinBet is bringing the excitement of Win Las Vegas to online sports betting. Whether you're a recreational player or a serious handicapper, WinBet is your ticket to every exciting wager, from straight bets to parlays, teasers, and any exotic proposition wager you can dream up. Sign up today and use promo code XSWC1, and after placing your first $100 wager, you receive $100 to bet with. There's also a $50 casino bonus for those in New Jersey and Michigan as a first-time player. Again, the promo code is XSWC1, and there's no better way to enjoy sports than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite sports, for all your favorite bets. Betting is a team sport. Join WinBet.com or WinBet team and bet with the best. Offer subject to same terms and conditions at WinBet.com. Must be 21. Participate only available Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia. Don't bet on the Mountaineers because I have no faith in that team. As I lost $100 when they lost. I put $100 on them to beat Kansas by 2 touchdowns, and they ended up losing the game.
Yeah, nobody expected this out of Kansas. Did you know this? Kansas and Vanderbilt already hit the over for wins on the season. Now they're both at 2.5. Vanderbilt, unfortunate matchup this week down in Tuscaloosa. But Kansas is 3-0. They've beaten. I mean, I think WVU is still a quality team, and any win for Kansas in a Power 5 is a big deal. And they beat us. They beat Houston, who was previously in the top 25 this year. They've got
just fucking us big time.
Yeah, they've got solid wins.
Well, we'll see how solid West Virginia is. But West Virginia is this is a very close game. They have West Virginia as a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, it was 3.5 earlier in the week, and it went down to 1.5. Last night was the first time I saw it.
Yeah, minus 125 for West Virginia, plus 105 for Virginia Tech if they were on the money line, and then they have the over under at 51.5. So expecting points, expecting fireworks.
Yeah. This is a shoot. We should win this game. I think we're a better team. We beat them last year soundly with Daigie. We are much improved on offense. Questionable on defense, but they fired their coach. They lost to Old Dominion to start the season.
Okay.
We should win this game. And we've already seen a tough environment. The Pitt game was as electric as it gets. So we've already seen that. And I know West Virginia will travel well to Virginia Tech. It's not that far. It's pretty close to the state line, actually. Not Morgantown, but the state line. But so I think we'll be quite all right with it, especially with Jarrett Day. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, JT.
Yes,
JT Daniels.
Don't ever call him that.
But we need this. I mean, we've got a gauntlet to start the season. The Pitt game, electric road opener. Kansas was garbage. We should have won that. Towson, whatever. But now we're on the road at Virginia Tech, then going straight to Austin next week. Bro, that's a grind to start the season.
It's a grind to start the season. We should be 2-1 right now. Honestly, we should be 3-0.
We should be 3-0.
We should be 3-0. We should be
3-0.
You hate that.
that.
You hate that. 3-0 and a tested 3-0
at
that. And like I said, that's, listen.
A lot of season left. Let's get this game tomorrow.
A lot of season left, but we're making mistakes of a young team, and I don't know if we're even that young. So JT Daniels, however,
defensively we're young, offensively we're not, and it's showing up that way.
Yep, and we're very pleased with what JT Daniels has done so far. So hopefully that's going, because we need this win, and we need a win in Austin to set up for a phenomenal trip down to Morgantown against Baylor on Thursday night, nationally televised. WinBet will be along the ride with me on that trip, so that will be a good time. Other than that, I had something to end with, and I don't remember what I was going to say. Because you talked to me about Virginia Tech. Anywho, but we have hopefully this is on Wednesday. This drops on Friday morning. Aaron Judge may have already hit 62 at this point.
Yeah.
Because he has been hitting seemingly one per game. So he might hit one tonight, hit one tomorrow. I don't know if they're playing both Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
Are they off on Monday, so they probably will.
They probably will then, yeah. Let's just pull it up since I do have the app. They are playing Wednesday. Playing Pittsburgh tonight. And then the Red Sox come to town.
Perfect.
Wouldn't that be just fucking icing
Wouldn't
the fucking
that just
cake
be
for the Red
perfect?
Sox?
Yeah.
Fucking have a shit season and then go give up 62. Oh, wouldn't that 62 in the Bronx against their biggest rival? I think New York might fall after that.
Are they playing Sunday Night Baseball? We'll see you on Sunday, everybody.
You know what's surprising is they're playing Saturday day baseball. I'm surprised they haven't changed everything's 7 o'clock now. Everything is.
It's electric. The only Red Sox. Oh, I guess I probably won't be tuning in tonight, and actually I'm definitely not on Friday either. But
7:05.
So I'll pick them back up on Saturday.
7:15 tomorrow. 7:05 tonight. 7:15. Boston travels to the Yankees. Then 7:05 Friday night, which I will be in Boston for. I gotta book my train ticket. I will be in Boston for.
Oh, it's in Boston? I thought it was in Yankee.
No. I will be in Boston at the watch
funsies?
party for the Carabas Pod.
Okay.
We're going to Cask and Flagon.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna go drink and with some of the podcast fans. 1:05 start on Saturday, which I'm shocked hasn't changed yet. And then 7:08 start on the 25th, Sunday Night Baseball. They then travel to Toronto, off day on the 29th. Baltimore comes for 3 games, and then they end the season with 3 games on the road at Texas. So, interesting season. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 home games left. So he has 7 home games to hit it in the Bronx.
We need him to hit one tonight against Pittsburgh. I'll talk to Ref. and then we need one to break it against the Sox.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, it's this. I already know what's going to happen.
So do I.
He is going to hit 62 against
and
the
it
Red
is going
Sox.
to be an absolute tank.
It's going to be a mammo. By the way, do not be in that crowd where that ball goes. And if you catch it, run as fast as you can away from
Full sprint onto the one train.
You're getting beat up.
Yeah.
And then talk to Aaron later. We'll give you the ball.
Yeah.
Just talk to Aaron later, but get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That ball is going to be worth so much fucking money.
Out there with the bleacher creatures, those guys are savages out there.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, you saw last night, 60, people were fighting.
Yeah.
Insane stuff. But, all right, Sean, enjoy Blacksburg, Virginia. Go Mountaineers. Hopefully they win by more than 1.5 points.
Just win. I don't care.
Just win. Yep.
Just win.
Yep.
Just win.
Just win. Let's go Mountaineers. Enjoy the trip. And until next time, guys, we will see you later.
Sorry, we're closed.